also acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we gather today. Thank you, Minister. And that's right, this week we actually launched our own workforce strategy where we actually recognise that Queensland needs 280,000 new workers by 2024-25. And I think just listening to what everyone's been saying here today, everyone's identifying the problem, but what's the solution? And I just thought I'd give a practical example of some things we're doing in Queensland. So first of all, we actually mapped regional Queensland and all of Queensland and worked out what are the skills and training that are needed to match with industry over the coming 10 years. So for example, in Maryborough, where we're building trains and investing in a train manufacturing centre, we are linking in with the local high schools and the local TAFE to make sure that there's a clear pathway for students. Likewise, with hydrogen in Gladstone and Townsville, the same thing is happening, linking the schools with the industries that are needed. In Ipswich, where we're building the boxes, we know there's a huge supply chain that is needed for defence, so we've mapped that with industry. So I think if you break it down, there are going to be different needs in different communities. One other need we recognised quite clearly was that in regional Queensland, healthcare is a really big issue, trying to attract our nurses and doctors to go out to more rural and regional areas. And one idea that came up to us, which I raised at National Cabinet the other day, was that if our retired nurses were able to come back into the workforce and not have their pension impacted for a very short period of time of 1 to 2 years, we could have an extra 2,000 healthcare professionals across Queensland tomorrow. So I think that's something that we can work with the Commonwealth on. Finally, can I just say that we've had free TAFE for under 25s in core courses, which has worked very well, and we've had over 200,000 people that have actually been able to be trained in Queensland. Our school-based apprenticeships are very good. We're investing in trade training centres as well. But also too, there's a role here where industry and unions have actually been working together with government to identify those training centres which can facilitate the jobs that are needed. So I think the practical solutions need to be looked at, and it's going to be very different across our nation as to what those skills are. And finally, can I just comment on this? I know we're coming up next to talking about skilled migration. As a granddaughter of a boilermaker, my grandfather left war-torn Europe, came to Australia with absolutely nothing. Skilled migration is good for our country. There are good, decent families that will come to our country, that will contribute to our country, and we'll be giving them the opportunity for long-term secure jobs. So, thank you.
Thank you.